You are listening to the Tricorder Transmissions Special Episode 44.
I can hear you, Jim.
Woohoo! And Chris is on. I was just talking to Chris. He's a legend right now.
Hey, Jim, can you see the slides that I'm sharing?
I can, yep.
Okay, good, because you're definitely going to need that. Even if you can't join us on video, you're definitely going to need the slides.
No, I'm going to do video. I don't know why it's not on right now. Hold on. Video.
What the hell? How come I can't? Jesus.
Well, you sound okay, Chris. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
You sound fine.
I'm used to just going through the mic and hearing through the headsets. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those.
Well, you sound good to us.
Thank you.
Nice and clear.
Thank you.
I had to admit, though, Chris, I'm very conflicted because the Golden Knights are playing right now, and I'm having a lot of stress about that. So, but I chose to be here with all of you, the Patreons. There's Jim. Hey, Jim. Nice to see you, man.
There it goes. All right.
So we got 4 Patreons we're waiting for.
Okay.
So you've been traveling, haven't you, my man?
Yeah, I'm currently in Chicago. Last week I was in Atlanta and Florida.
Oh, nice. He froze up on us. Yeah, you're freezing up on us, Jim, there.
It's my hotel internet.
Oh, man, what a disaster. All right. Sometimes it happens. Maybe you just better just watch the slides and don't do video because maybe that's sucking up all your bandwidth.
Yeah, it's probably the hotel video. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can.
You sound good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the hotel. So is the video still not working?
No, you're okay right now, but you froze out there for like about 15 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's this hotel internet.
You staying someplace nice at least?
No, I chose a place because of the convenience. It is the best and on Roosevelt and Michigan. But I mean, my view is unbelievable. I'm going to show you right now. That's Lake Erie. That's Soldier Field. You can't really see it probably.
Nice, very nice.
Ooh.
Very fancy. I'll tell you a funny story. I was going to Chicago for work about 2 months ago, and my flight was leaving Sunday night. Sunday morning. I had to be there for work Monday morning, and Friday night at 5 o'clock Pacific time, I get an email from our corporate travel agent, and it says all the hotels in Chicago are on strike, and it's going to be a hot mess. And so I call up at 5 o'clock and I'm like, hey, can you get me someplace that's not on strike? Any place? And they're like, ooh, everything is over the corporate limit. and they said, but since everything's on strike, it'll be okay. You're allowed. I found one place that I could put you. I'm like, where's that? He says, it's the Four Seasons. I said, well, I guess that'll do. I guess that'll do. So it's probably the nicest trip I ever had, nicest hotel I ever stayed in when I was there.
That was in Chicago?
Yeah. It was a fantastic hotel, man. Beautiful.
It's fun. The place we stay in Bradenton is the Ritz, but all of our teams, they gave us unbelievable rates. Like this, it's like better than anything in that area.
Mm-hmm.
All these teams come in, they're like, you put your teams at the Ritz? We're like, no. Really, it's this time of year. No one. So
that's funny. All right, I'm just keeping my eye on the Slack here and on our social medias in case anybody is having some trouble. What's this? Oh, this is that. Oh, okay. Let me get that in here.
I was gonna call that after I called you, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. It'll be my first time I'm gonna pop my Virgin Rank Cherry.
On
Oh, nice.
not on a podcast. You've been on other. Have you been on any other podcasts?
I've been on this.
Mine.
I was in Trek Profiles for my 15 minutes of fame verbatim.
Yep. This is it's a interesting topic, Chris. So
it is. I got two off the top of my head, and I'm like, maybe like, well, I gotta think of a non-character. Okay, all right. So
I can't think of one. So maybe don't worry about it if you can't come up with one.
yeah, I can't think of one, but now if I think about it, I can come up with three, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But
all right, let me check tricorder. All right.
Do.
I got people messaging us on the Twitter here, just making sure we're squared away. All right. Oh, Thad's joining. We're good. I want you to know that I spent a really long time working on the party game for tonight.
Well, you started last week and a half?
I'm telling you, I tried to make the most insidious and crazy matchups possible.
Oh boy. Is this the same one we played? Is this the same one we played last time or no?
Oh, well, it's the same game, but I got totally new matchups.
Oh Christ!
So there's no repeats.
Oh boy.
So some of the characters might show up again. I can't remember. I didn't totally redo new characters, but they're all new slides.
I'm picking all new numbers.
Yeah, you got to pick all new numbers. Yeah. So this time the numbers go from 3 to what is it here? I got to check. 3 to 29.
3 to 29.
Yeah.
I gotta remember that. Hold on.
Or no, I'll write it down. I'll remind you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Thad, welcome.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hey, we can hear you. You sound great, man.
Well, got this big honking microphone in front of my face, so I hope so.
Normally, I just use a cheap little USB headset for this, but my son has discovered Fortnite, and so he needs the headset to play Fortnite. So he uses my cheap headset. So I got the full podcasting kit here with the big headphones and the dynamic mic and the mixing board. All of this is overkill for what we're doing, but so be it.
So I've never understood the people that insist on using over-the-ear headphones for podcasting. What do you get out of that you don't get from earbuds?
Well, I'll let anybody else answer who wants to answer. I mean, I certainly do have a thought about it.
I use earbuds. They're easier because I like to be able to make sure I can hear other stuff too.
Mine came with the Amazon package. You buy the mic, you get the earphones for less. I don't know. Just the way it is.
Oh no! I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. I have a very nice set of Bose noise canceling headphones that I use if I'm on a plane or something. But like for podcasting, like I know you see lots of people talk. They have these big cans, and I'm just like, am I doing something wrong?
There, no, I can hear it now.
Hey, Nina, we hear you. You sound great.
Yay!
Well, I'll answer your one question, Thad, this way, which is I usually I like to have the over-the-ear headphones because it gives me the best audio quality, and I want to hear like every hiccup and anything. I want like the best fidelity possible, and I feel like I just get a better audio with the over-the-ear headphones than I do with the earbuds. But that's just me.
Well, I get that for editing, but like for recording a show, that shouldn't really be much of a consideration, I would think.
Well, the other part of it too is that those earbuds tend to fall out of my ears.
Well, okay, so, fair enough.
There's also that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like, oh, look at John with his cans, he's terrible. How dare he, or anything like that.
No, I sense the hatred in your voice, man. It's okay. I'm just making a note right here. How are you, Nina?
I am fabulous.
Good.
Yes.
You ready for an exciting holiday season?
I'm very ready. We just celebrated Hanukkah, which was pretty, uneventful for the most part, but a nice tradition.
Wonderful.
And I love this time of year. Yeah.
Well, happy Hanukkah to you and to
Thank
all
you.
of our Patreons who are out there who might be wasting their life by listening to this. I can't believe anybody listens to these things. But...
Oh wait, are you like recording this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so this is officially my first podcast appearance then, technically.
Well, technically, yeah. Yeah. Good.
Ever.
Right.
Wow.
Well,
This is a day I have dreamt of.
We should sing a song or something.
I don't know what song I would sing, but yeah, that would be very appropriate.
If it's your first podcast and you know it, clap your hands. There you go.
Yeah. If you're listening to my voice right now, that's pretty weird to think of someone in their house listening to my voice. But this is very exhilarating. Yay. Woo, yay me, milestone.
Well, we're glad you could join us. We had 4 Patreons RSVP. I think we're waiting for Carl. So I think he was going to join us. And he even messaged me a little while ago, so I assume he's going to be here.
So I think that's my problem. I didn't officially RSVP, but nothing
Me neither,
said that I
yeah.
had to either. The message just
That's
said,
true.
stay tuned to your email. So I was sitting here waiting for the email.
Like I was the only one of these that I have attended previously was one in September, and it did say like RSVP, but this one did not. So I was like,
I just thought you would just send the link.
let's crash the party.
I guess that's what it is, because he was because I asked Jeff about it, and Jeff is, just so all of you know, Jeff is like the overlord of all things behind the scenes for Tricorder, right? And all the other hosts on here, the other host on here will agree with me on that, I'm sure. So nothing happens technically with the Patreon program, sending out emails or posting podcasts without Jeff. So
Well, it is his network.
Yeah. So, but he's totally, got his, he's totally under control with all that stuff. So I asked him what he was doing, because I was like, I'm a Patreon supporter and I didn't get the email, and he's like, oh no, I only sent it to people who RSVP'd, and I was like, oh okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but the first
Well,
one
then.
never said that you had to RSVP. That was the problem with that. I
All right,
have
well,
no
that was my
problem
fault.
RSVPing. I just have to know that I need
that's
to.
Well, I know I gave him the link, so Carl's good. All right, but while we're doing that, let me take care of a bit of business. I have an amazing and fun announcement to make.
Yay, announcement.
Yeah, it's we're going to be really fun. So we had our Tricorder Holiday Sweepstakes extravaganza, where we asked our listeners, all listeners, Patreons and other folks, to tweet at us or send us a voice message or post on our Facebook and tell us, either send us some holiday greetings or send us your favorite moment from Tricorder from the year, from whatever show, whatever thing happened that you thought was great, or whatever you wanted to tell us. But you just had to use a hashtag or respond in the right way. And we put you in a drawing for a box of Star Trek swag. And we have our winner, which is really cool. And not only do we have a winner, our winner is one of our Patreons, which is also very cool. And it's Seth Walker,
Awesome.
Who is just awesome. So he's going to be getting a box of Star Trek swag from Tricorder. And those of you that were at our birthday party this year, if you know one thing, it's we got tons of swag at Tricorder. So we got lots of good stuff that's going to be
party with a ridiculous amount of swag.
I know, it was preposterous. Hey, there's Carl. Nice to see you, man.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sorry,
this took longer than I expected. I didn't know I had to download something, and it's all very fancy now.
I know, we're all very technical up in here. I have to ask, what's the beer of the evening, Carl?
The beer of the evening is some sad Canadian beer because I'm on location today.
Bad Canadian beer.
Yeah.
I'll see your sad Canadian beer and raise you a sad American beer.
Sad Canadian beer.
I have a Coke.
No worries, Jim. It's all good. All right. So I'm going to make a note here. Jim, we got Chris. We got Thad. We got Nina. And we got Carl. All right, fantastic.
I'm probably gonna like listen to this back and be cringing at my own voice because I'm like nervous.
No, what's to be
And I'm
nervous
gonna be like,
about?
Okay.
shut up.
So
you.
let me just tell you, yes, you will cringe at your
Yeah.
own voice because everybody does, but you will actually sound good.
Okay, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't actually
Okay.
do much editing with these with the Patreon hangouts. So
Yeah.
we just cut out like the embarrassing parts, that are
Mhm.
mostly me, where I can't remember my own name or just stumble over everything. But pretty much we just do a little bit of trimming and send them out. So it's going to go out pretty much like it is. Did y'all listen to the last one?
Yes,
I
I
did.
listened to the last
I
one.
have
okay.
not yet. I have such a podcast backlog.
No worries.
Me too.
No worries. Well, then let me explain the rules of number one red shirt. So what will happen is I have I'm going to go down the list that I have you in my camera, my Zoom meeting. So with the order is already selected. So Jim, I'm going to warn you, you're at the top, so you're going first. And what will happen when it's your turn is I'm going to ask you to pick a number from 3 to 29. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to put up the slide for that number. And there's going to be 3 completely unrelated Star Trek characters of whatever kind will be up on the screen. And you have to pick between the 3 of them and say, who's going to be your number 1 captain? You're the captain, so who's your number 1? Who's going to come along with you on your fun and crazy holodeck adventures? And who you're going to put in a red shirt and send them on dangerous away missions? So these 3 people will be cutting across all different kinds of Trek. So they're not going to be all from the same series. They'll be from different series, different universes. There's no rules about that. All right. So you're going to get what you're going to get. So I'm going to keep track of the numbers for you. So you don't have, if you pick a number that's already been called, you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to keep track of that for you. So that's the rules. I'm going to put up the slide. You'll see the 3 characters, and you tell us who's your number 1, who gets put in a red shirt, and who comes with you for holodeck fun and good times. And then we will all comment on those choices and tell you whether or not you selected correctly. So that's going to be our rules. All right.
Well,
Any
they're probably
questions?
not.
Any questions on the game?
I just have a comment on the last episode, which was
Yes.
if you guys actually make the Bashir genetically engineered cringy shirts, I will buy them. Like, have my money.
Oh, I will
yes.
I will
All
buy
of
one
one
of those
yes.
too.
Like, there's a market here, is all I'm saying.
I think that was actually me, wasn't it? I was busting on Bashir because he was all like too cool for school.
Uh-huh,
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty
I get
sure.
in trouble with these things sometimes. So, and then last time everyone insisted that I play. So what I've done,
That's right.
is, so I guess I'll play along too. But I did the slides. Actually, the M5 did the slides, but I helped. So I will be at the end, and y'all will pick a number for me, okay? Because I know all the slides, so y'all can pick for me, and I'll do whatever slide comes up. So Jim, it's to you. Give me a number between 3 and 29.
Okay, in honor of the fact there are 13 Star Trek films, I am going with number 13.
Number 13. Excellent. I'm bringing up number 13. All right, we've got Dr.
Wow.
Solar. We've got classic Yeoman Rand and Admiral Cornwell.
Okay, that is a great level of choices. Let's do my number 1. And if you'll notice on Twitter just a few days ago, I tweeted my number 1 fictional crush was Yeoman Rand.
Nice.
He's definitely going to the holodeck. We're gonna hang out. Dr. Solar or Cornwell? I'm gonna take Cornwell as my number 1. She is decisive and she makes really bold decisions. And then Dr. Solar is gonna be the red shirt. I love me some Dr. Solar, but yeah, she's gonna have to be the red shirt. What's everybody think of that?
I'd do much the same as you, but I'd swap Rand and Solar.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning too, but that just shows our age, I think, more than anything. No offense, Jim.
There's just no way in heck I'm sending Dr. Solar down to the planet.
But she would probably survive. I'm just saying.
That's also true.
So you got to, take that into consideration.
To be fair, Rand is the
Well,
only
Susie
one
Plaxton is definitely amazing.
Rand is the only one on the screen who has actually been a red shirt on an away mission and has 100% survival rate. So she'd be great.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Mhm.
I find your logic compelling. All right, other thoughts on this one?
Who's everyone taking to the holodeck?
I'm taking Solar.
I'm taking Solar.
Okay.
Oh man, she's too logical for that. I don't know.
I
Man.
was kind of going back and forth on that one.
This is
I don't know how
an
much fun she'd
artificial
be in the holodeck. It depends what we're doing.
Vulcans could be kind of party poopers. I don't know. It depends.
They can be.
She was about the sauciest Vulcan I think we've seen though. So
That's a great list. Great list.
All right, sounds good. Chris, it's to you.
Well, in honor of what I feel is the worst Star Trek film in the franchise, it will be number 5.
Number 5, coming right up.
Disagree.
Chris. Yes, Chris. Totally agree, Chris. You are 100% right.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
This is amazing.
All right. So for the audio listeners, we got Commodore Matt Decker, Riker's dad, and
Riker's dad for the
the
win.
master thrall of the planet Triskelion. And by the way, don't forget that Riker's dad had sex with Dr. Pulaski.
I was about to say, is Pulaski
Never forget.
I would have ended the
brought his
Princess Party
package
because I
deal
remembered
here.
that.
I just want to preface this. I was on the last one, and I happen to pick all the crappiest numbers that happen. And this is on that same trend right about now. So, all right. Holodeck will be Riker's dad just for the Ambi Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu.
Ambo Jitsu, yeah.
That would be so fun.
That one.
They'll use an
Number
illegal
one would
move,
be.
though. They'll use
He
an illegal
cheats.
move.
Let him answer. Let him answer.
Oh,
Then
sorry.
you can beat him up.
My bad.
Let him answer.
Matt Decker is number 1.
Chris,
Because who wouldn't want I look like I've been hungover for the last 7 days? First officer to make the wrong decision and go psycho on you. And I'll redshirt the Triskelion.
I agree with none of those choices. All right.
And again, another phrase that was used on the last podcast.
I feel that this is going to be a bit dark, but we need to send Matt Decker to the planet because he wanted to be there with his crew and wasn't able to.
It's very thoughtful. Jim, you wanted to say something?
I don't know. Did you guys hear me?
No, you're
No.
cutting out, dude.
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound good.
It's a picture of Rock, not Master Thor.
Yeah.
Triskelion.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's right.
that's right.
That is Rock, the android.
Sorry about that.
You've been aching to
I
point
just
that
want to
out
make
this
sure
whole time.
because Rock as a red shirt. He's coming
No, you're right, dude. I totally screwed that up. I apologize.
I was like 99% sure that was Ruck, but I didn't want to say anything in case like my memory was faulty.
That's all right. But other thoughts on this? Commodore Decker is number 1. Oh,
Right.
That
Is your-
no.
That
Riker's
deck's number
dad
one
is a cheating
dangerous.
cheater.
Yeah, but you don't want Wrecker's dad in any of these positions. You don't want him as number 1.
I don't think I want any of these people as number 1.
Yeah, he's the red shirt, man.
I would redshirt all 3 of them and just run the ship myself.
I don't know. I feel like if Commodore Decker wasn't in a dangerous situation, I think he'd probably be all right, But if he gets too stressed out, God knows what would happen,
Just imagine if we run out of photon torpedoes. Well, we used to have some, sir, but not anymore.
See, I was thinking we could take Commodore Decker on some kind of like murder mystery holodeck episode kind of thing, like maybe set in some obscure town in Maine somewhere or something. And, you could, I don't know. Anyway.
All right.
Rook's pretty loyal to Corby until Kirk convinced him to kill him.
Yeah, until he wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. It's to you, Thad. Pick a number.
I'm going to go with 7 because there are 7 seasons of a Star Trek show that doesn't get canceled.
Nice. All right, number 7 coming up. All right, we've got Commander Decker from TMP. What an amazing follow-up to the first one. We got old school TOS to Pring, and we've got it looks like TNG era Barclay there.
Can I swap him for Voyager era Barclay?
No, I think that's TNG era Barclay, but you can interpret it any other way you want. But I think that the screen cap is actually from TNG.
It is, yes. So Decker does not like being made number 1. So I guess but he probably is the best choice out of these. He has the right qualifications for the job. To Pring, I have nothing good to say about T'Pring.
Hey man, she is a very logical Vulcan.
Yeah, but so that's beyond good logic and goes into bad, cold, I'm gonna kill people because I don't care and I'll get what I want logic, and I can't get behind that. So I would probably send her down as the red shirt. And Barclay, we know the guy makes good holodeck fantasies, so obviously.
You're going to go play some games with mini-sized Riker down on the holodeck? All right. Thoughts on this, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, T'Pring is going to say logically she should go down on the mission because she probably is good. And you can just say, sometimes having is not so good as wanting or something, as she goes down.
Nice.
Done.
Carl, you stole my thunder, man. That's it. I'm ready. Sorry. Your name, M5. Make a note of that. All right. Very good. Anybody else? I'm just saying, man, don't mess with T'Pring, man. She's going to school you. No. You know, the wheel turns, man. That's all I'm saying. All right.
I also do think that Decker probably makes a good number 1 because then you also get a science officer out of the deal.
You do. As long as you don't, but if you got to temporarily reduce his rank, he gets all twitchy about that. That's all I'm saying. Nina, it's to you.
Okay. I need a preface, which is I'm probably the only one here who is not yet a completionist.
It's all right.
Because I am going through very slowly. Because having Trek you haven't watched that you're looking forward to is such a feeling of bliss that I'm trying to savor it and not rip through it all in one day, which is what I want to do. So there might be characters I don't know from episodes I have not seen. So if that happens, give me a blurb about who that character.
Nina. Do not worry. We are there because you are one of our Patreon supporters, and that means that Tricorder is here for you. And we will sort you out and guide you appropriately.
Thank you very much. Okay, I am going with 16 in honor of my number when I was in a spelling bee in 6th grade, and it was the county bee. And whoever won got a place in Scripps National Spelling Bee, and I had 16, and I won that bee.
Well,
so 16.
First of all, congratulations. And second, you have chosen one of our very special themed picks. So this is the 100% holodeck edition. Slide 16.
I'm so excited.
We've got Vic Fontaine, Minuet, and Lord Burleigh. Who is
okay? Wow.
Do you know all these characters?
Okay, wait. Because I'm just in the fandom, I'm kind of been spoiled for a lot of things that I haven't even seen. So I know Vic Fontaine is a holodeck crooner on DS9 in the 6th season or whatever.
Right. Yep.
That's Minuet. I know her. I feel like I know that guy.
Lord Burleigh is from the early seasons of Voyager, and he's a crush.
He's from the Janeway era, right?
He's with Thad, you got something. You're the Voyager expert.
Yeah,
you want to say something?
I was gonna say, he's the master of the house from Janeway's God.
Right. I just didn't recognize him. I have seen Voyager. Okay, I'm my noobness is really showing.
No, it's all great. Go ahead, make your picks.
Okay. I even though I haven't seen Vic, I have an instinct to holodeck him just because he seems fun. I don't know. I mean, all y'all might be like, no, but that's just my intuition.
It's okay.
That's a great pick.
Actually, I might have to. This is okay, but okay, wait, not but. Wow, I love indecision. Okay.
There's no prizes, Nina, just so you know.
You know, I see this might be controversial, but I think I'm making Janeway Air Guy my number one because it seems like when you come from that time period, you have a certain like mentality of like loyalty or just like getting things done, like sticking by the rules. Like he's like the master of the house. I think he's someone who would make a good like commander. You know what I mean? So I think I'm number one-ing him. And I unfortunately have to redshirt Minuet because she's keeping Riker from Troy. So there you go.
All right, fair enough. Thoughts on those selections? By the way, I feel like the only thing I want to say is Vic Fontaine is in my top 3 of Deep Space Nine characters, and he's barely in the show.
Wow, big imprint, big imprint.
Fantastic.
I would probably redshirt Lord Burleigh just because I don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
I'd make I think Vic Fontaine could probably be a decent number one.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That's what I was on the edge about. If you ask me tomorrow, I might pick entirely different things.
All right.
As it should always be. Yeah. Lord Burleigh is
gone Cylon on this Jim.
As the red
Yeah,
shirt.
you've gone on us, Jim.
For Thad's reasons. You just don't want him around.
No.
Maybe I'll sign off.
You know what you can do, Jim, is you can call in on the phone.
I'll do that.
You can call in on the phone, so you should have the info. Do you have the info to do that? Do you have the call-in number?
Yep. I'm in a hotel, everybody, and the internet's terrible. Okay.
Yeah, call in on the phone, and we'll put you right back in.
I'm assuming he said he'll do that.
Yeah, he'll do that. But that's okay because it's now to you, Carl. So remember, now I want to point out that we've done only low numbers. No one's gone into the high numbers, but the choice is yours, Carl. Pick a number, and I'll tell you if we've already picked it.
So how high can we go?
29 is the maximum number.
29. Okay. Well, I'm going to stay somewhat low and go along with the theme here and pick truly the worst film in Star Trek, which is number 12.
Oh, dear. Okay.
I would agree.
Number 12. Oh, I think this is going to be a fun one. I'm so glad you've picked this.
Oh, dear.
Number 12. We've got Mirror Sulu. We've got super enhanced Gary Mitchell, and we've got Lord Garth of Izar.
Wow.
One of our total bad guys edition.
Yeah. Wow.
And by the way, you have to say it that way. Lord Garth.
Lord. Well, I mean, given the Jughead hat, I think Lord Garth would be the holodeck choice. I have no interest in being assassinated when I'm not looking, so that would have to make Mirror Sulu be the red shirt, as he already is, strangely enough, in the Mirror universe. And I guess that just leaves Gary Mitchell as the number one, which is not ideal. But
oh, dude,
considering
I don't think you'll last long in your captain.
I don't think I will last in my captain. No.
Captain Carl, you have made an incorrect decision. I disintegrate you.
You're gonna get buried in a tomb that says Carl R. Wonders.
Yes.
I really hope your middle name doesn't start with R, because otherwise the joke doesn't work.
Not. It does not. No, but I think I'm going to die regardless of who I pick as my number one.
Yes.
Here. I mean, I'll end up outside the biodome and blown up into small pieces by Lord Garth, and Sula is going to do all sorts of machinations to get rid of me. So,
you picked the total crazy person edition of this game.
Clearly. Wow. Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing, man. You picked it.
It was nice chatting with you. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been fun. See ya.
I feel like Gary Mitchell would be great to take to the holodeck, because if it was so good and such a good holodeck recreation, he may not know where he was.
He'd see through that.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The silver eyes see everything.
All right, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, other thoughts? All right, fair enough. Then y'all have to pick a number for me.
Yeah, I like
number 4.
Get behind number 4.
Number 4 has not been picked. All right. Oh, we got the all cray edition. We got Prime. Okay. We got Prime Sarek from Discovery. We've got Kalar and Mirror Detmer. No. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's awkward.
All right. So I think this one is actually easy peasy. So thank you all for throwing me a softball on this one, y'all. So very clearly, Mirror Detmer, she's getting the red shirt. Kalar, we're going to the holodeck, and we're going to have, some super fun times doing whatever she wants to do. I think it'll be great. And not Mirror Sarek, but regular Sarek there, he's going to be my number one, and he's going to provide me with logic and wise counsel, which is a number one's goal. So I'm very satisfied with those choices. Please tell me where I'm wrong.
I don't think
you are either.
No, I agree with that.
No.
Although I
think you could make Kalar number one, like if you wanted to, because she showed that she can pretty much kick ass, like if she's in command. But then I don't know how it would shuffle around the other ones. So I think that you made the right decision.
I think Mirror Detmer could also be number one, because she shows strong loyalty to her captain, and
Mm-hmm.
But see, picking a Mirror Universe person, I mean, they're like cray-cray, man. I don't know. And the thing that is about this is that I think that you have to pick a number one that not only could be a good number one, but could be a good number one for you. Because a number one has to complement the captain. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm more of a Spock than a Kirk or a McCoy. So I would need that Kalar to be a little hot-blooded and to be telling me, no, here's what we need to be doing, dude. Mm-hmm. So for me, because it's my number, she would be the right number one.
We just talk you into changing your picks?
I know. I think you did.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you did. She would be my number one. Detmer's going down to the planet. Sarek and I are going to go to the holodeck and, learn about science or something.
Sounds like a riot.
Oh, God. Yeah. I cannot get behind taking Sarek to the holodeck.
I'm sorry. Maybe we'll have some educational stuff, some nerdy educational stuff down there. I don't know. That's what I would like. I don't know. My progress would not be satisfactory, I'm sure, but I'm sure it would be educational. All right, it's to you, Chris.
Oh, I thought it was to Jim first. Okay.
Well, Jim is Jim. Are you there? I think he's dialing in.
Jim's a little AWOL at the moment.
Okay. All right. Number 22.
22. All right, coming up on 22. All right, we're getting into the high numbers now. Not that means anything, because these are all out of all order, so the numbers don't actually mean anything.
It doesn't mean nothing. I'll still get a crappy slide. So okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. First one where I don't know one of the characters is.
Original series. Riley, Kevin Riley. We've got Melanie from Deep Space Nine, The Visitor.
Okay, that's who it is. Yeah.
And we've got Nella Darren from TNG's episode.
Oh, if only Jim had picked this one.
Yeah, I know, right? That would have been hilarious.
I know who Jim would redshirt on this one.
Well, we all know that Vosh, of course, is the correct answer. So
I don't believe we do know that, John.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. In fact, if you've listened to my most recent Patreon edition that just dropped a couple days ago, I have a whole thing about this.
I have not.
All right.
And by the way, I should point out that the actress for Melanie, I believe, is the daughter of the actor who plays Garrick.
Really?
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So that's Garrick's daughter.
Okay.
In real life.
Weird.
Which makes
Andy Robertson.
Which makes my choice even better. I will holodeck Garrick's daughter.
What? What the what?
Hold on.
Dude.
Hold on.
Fight.
I'm red shirt. I'd red shirt. The TOS, what the hell is his name?
Riley.
I forgot already.
Riley.
Have no fear, Riley's here.
Yeah, red shirt Riley.
He survived Kodos, man.
And I'll number one Darren.
Thoughts on that?
Riley would be a lot of fun in the holodeck.
There's no doubt. But, it's your choice. Other thoughts? I feel so bad for Melanie.
Well, there's nothing to be bad about. We can write novels together in the holodeck. There's nothing to be bad to feel bad about.
That sounds riveting.
Let me ask you a question. So, in the episode The Visitor, who's the visitor?
Wait, I'm tuning out because I haven't seen it yet.
It's okay.
Someone wave at the screen.
No, Nina, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No spoilers?
It's not really a spoiler. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I'm trying to avoid them for The Visitor because I know it's supposed to be like one of the best.
She is not the visitor.
She is not the visitor, no.
Visitor is... Yeah.
Cisco is the visitor.
But doesn't she visit
Cisco,
Jake?
Yeah.
She's not the only one who visits.
If you want to be literal about it, but I mean, if you want to go Star Trek science-y, actually the visitor is Cisco.
Yeah. I don't think anyone actually thinks, or maybe John does think she's the visitor. I don't know.
Well, I thought it was a non-sexual double entendre, and like they're all the visitor. Like she's the visitor, Cisco's the visitor,
right?
They're all the visitor. It serves multiple masters, But I don't know. I'm kind of up. I have a very different take on that episode, by the way. If you want, listen to my episode with Dan Davidson where I talk a lot about this, and I think that this episode is kind of overrated. But that's just
whoa! And what a great cue for Jim to come back on too.
Jim.
It's all personal, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you, there's episodes of Star Trek that, in fact, I watched a Voyager episode the other day. And so I'm going to leave this in suspense for you, Thad. I'm not even going to tell you which episode it is, but I'm going to tell you that I would doubt it would be in most Star Trek fans' top 10, but it is in my top 5. Ooh. But it's not because I think it is like, the episode that I would tell other people, oh, you got to watch this episode to watch
Are you
Star
still
Trek.
in season 2?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because we just did investigations. We're not far behind you. So if this is an episode you really like, maybe we could work something out and bring you on the show. If that would be something you'd be interested in.
All right. I don't want to talk about it here on this because it's out of scope for what we're doing here. But
yeah, no, send me a DM.
I will, but there's a very profound, I think it's very personal, right? Because there's episodes of Star Trek that speak to us personally. And there's episodes that you might say, this is the best episode of Star Trek. Like, I don't know if y'all listened to the 2 episodes of Trek Profiles I did, where I did those multiple interviews with people. And one of the questions I asked them was, suppose I'm a friend of yours and I called you up and I say, hey, I'm about to get on a plane. I got time to download 1 episode of Star Trek. What should I watch? this would not be that episode, right? But if I asked, like, what's an episode of Star Trek that like made me feel something that was very profound and, you know, special and made me think about my life, that's a different question, right? Those are not the same question.
I was going to say it's Threshold, right?
Threshold.
Chris, we live in the same city. Don't make me come over there.
I'll meet you at the Starbucks. You pick one.
All right. So, Jim, you with us, my man?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great, man. You sound perfectly clear. So it's to you.
Also, Jim, did you hear that John said that he thinks The Visitor is overrated?
I did not. I missed that.
I do, but I'm happy to talk about it. You know, it's, you know, in the proper venue. I'm happy to talk about it, and it's not a bad episode.
And by the way, yeah, exactly. Overrated doesn't mean anything. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's not in my top 25 of Trek ranks. No, check this out.
You've been served.
Well, it's not. It's probably not in my top 10 either.
Dad was just red-shirted. That's basically how that goes.
John, are you going to tell us what episode you saw in Voyager? Because I was predicting it was Innocence.
Actually, you know what? I don't remember the title. I'll be honest with you, but
What? After all that suspense?
No, I'll tell you the episode. No, but I've only seen Voyager one time, so I'm not that good with episode titles. But I'll tell you, It's the one where they bring back the Vidian and they put her into the holographic body.
Oh, Life Signs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Life Signs.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, then we've already recorded that one. So sad.
And it really affected. No, I'm completely sincere when I say I watched it and I had a very profound.
I'm with you on this, John. That's a great episode. I love it.
Oh, it's a good episode. Yeah.
I think that's one of the incredible things about Star Trek is that it tells all these incredible stories in so many different ways that there are things that we can attach ourselves to that maybe the writers didn't intend and couldn't even have intended. But we, as the viewer, we take something from it that really affects us, you know? And that was an episode to me. I was like, this is very clearly to me one of the best episodes I've ever seen in Star Trek, you know? And I don't have I'm not like a Jim where I have like a rank. I don't, but it's in the very top for me because it really spoke to me. And I don't expect that it would have that effect on other people. And there are problems in the episode from, you know, other perspectives like production and some other things. But the story was really powerful to me. And, you know, I thought it was great. But that's just me.
It is a really good episode.
So
when I talked about it on Delta Flyer, we had a few things that we pointed out. As Jim will comment that I nitpick too much on my show.
Correct. That is correct.
But it is a really good episode. I agree. I because I don't have the same personal relationship that it didn't affect me quite like it did to you, but I would agree that it's an excellent episode and good choice.
That is great. No, that's awesome. And remember, ranks are only a way just to get the conversation started about Star Trek.
That's right. And I believe it's is it who's
Jim's
turn? I think it's Jim's turn.
Because we skipped Jim.
Number 25 in honor of the 25th anniversary of Deep Space Nine.
There you go.
Number 25. I like these higher numbers because I think I got more creative as I got higher.
Captain Sisko approves.
All right, number 25. Oh!
Oh my God, I love this so much.
We've got the female changeling commander of the Dominion.
So much.
We've got Fallow, I believe his name is, Master Searchid of the Wadi from the episode Move Along Home in Deep Space Nine,
Yes.
and Finnegan.
Finnegan, my home boy.
What do you know, Jimmy boy?
Yes.
Wait, Nina, what did you say about Finnegan?
Oh, I just said he's my homeboy. Finnegan is the real OG.
He is
Finnegan,
totally OG.
A+ for Finnegan.
I'm definitely making Finnegan my red shirt because I hate bullies, and he's just a freaking bully. However, this now leaves me with a conundrum because one of the most vicious villains in the history of the Alpha Quadrants, or a gambling addict
They weren't gambling addicts. They just like to have fun.
I think they just enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay. That was that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so I have to go with well, I have to send the I have to take the Wadi to the holodeck and have some fun with their games, and then hope that the founder just has learned her lesson and will serve me well as my number one.
Thoughts on that, ladies and gentlemen?
Well,
wait a minute. Do you actually have sticks to bang together? Oh my god!
Third shap.
Yeah, we are clearly at the first shap. How this game has been going, but that's all right.
Children start on the first shap.
Oh god, yes.
Nina, what were you gonna say?
I was saying that I would holodeck Finnegan all the way, but then I don't really know what I would do with the others. I kind of want a red shirt, the changeling, because
Good choice.
Finnegan is just a jokester, and also kind of a figment of Kirk's imagination, of what Kirk would picture him being and doing. But the changeling is actually mean-spirited and not just joking around. But then I would have to number one the move along home guy, which maybe I would do just to take Finnegan to the holodeck.
All right, I'm changing my picks to Nina's picks. I like those better.
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
This is such a good day.
You know
for me.
something, Nina? Though you just brought up something super profound. Okay, so I want to divert here a second to share with y'all an amazing sci-fi story outside of Star Trek. Which, if you ever get the chance to actually read the story, I totally recommend it. Did y'all ever get to see the movie Solaris with George Clooney?
No.
It's a terrible film. All right.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But the story that it's based on is super amazing. Okay. And here's what it is in a nutshell. And there's some of this in the movie, but they don't really get into the philosophical components, which is that we discover this planet, the humans, we go to this planet and the planet has actual aliens the planet is an alien intelligence. And the whole idea is that the aliens are so alien that you can't, in human terms, what do the aliens want? That's human question. The aliens are so alien from us, you can't even answer that question. So what the aliens would do is they would pull remembrances from your memory of people you knew and animate them and give them to you. So the Finnegan that Kirk remembers is just the Finnegan that Kirk remembers. It's not the Finnegan that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it has this really profound.
Finnegan's going with me to the hologram.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a deeply profound idea that you can't actually know another person, right? Because your recollection of them is going to be different from how they actually were. I mean,
you just know your perception of them, and that's all you really know.
Yeah, which is crazy weird when you think about it. So it's a deeply cool book, So I'd encourage anybody out there to go read the actual book. Don't look at the movie because the movie's kind of stupid, but the book was amazing. All right, wait, we already did you, Chris, and it's to Thad.
Mm-hmm. Well, since I previously did 7, which is the number of seasons that an uncanceled Star Trek gets, I'll go with 26, which is the number of episodes per season that an uncanceled Star Trek gets.
Nice. All right, you ready? Here we go. 26. Oh dear. Wow. We've got TOS Lokai from Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, Arn Darvin, old school TOS, and we've got the Sheliak Commander from Next Generation.
This is really good.
Well, first off, the Sheliak would make an excellent executive officer because no one is by the book like the Sheliak. Now, as far as which one I'd want to take to the holodeck,
Lokai's a freedom fighter, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I would send Arn Darvin down to get killed because, I don't trust the Klingon spy. And I'll go to the holodeck with Lokai. He's probably got some interesting things that he could do.
He's a freedom fighter, but a racist freedom fighter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Really, Jim?
Yes.
but only because he's fighting back against the racism of the others.
Of Bele
No,
Yeah.
or Beale?
they both hated
Beale. Yeah.
They both hated each other. One was in a position of power, one was not.
Right.
Okay.
End of story.
Was it
Okay,
Lokai
Jim's
or-
bottom lining it for us. Okay.
Was it Lokai or Beale that was the awesome runner? I can't
That was
remember.
Beale that ran.
Oh no, that was Beale.
Beale?
Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
let me imitate. all y'all who are listening on audio are going to miss my awesome imitation right there.
He nailed it.
I
He
pity
nailed it.
everyone who missed that. That needs to be a GIF. I can send it around.
All right, very good. Then I think it is to you, Nina.
Okay.
3 to
let's
29.
Go for 28, because that just seems like a number no one would pick.
You got it, my friend. 28 coming up. Okay, we've got Ensign Wildman, TOS Zephram Cochrane, and Lieutenant Commander Arium from Discovery.
Okay.
Now, do not confuse this Zephram Cochrane from the motion picture Zephram Cochrane. They're different.
Yeah.
So this is the TOS version.
Okay. How does the TOS, like, how would you describe the TOS version's personality? Like, he's not like a crazy drunk, like motion picture.
he's late.
He's not nearly as
No.
cool as the James Cromwell version.
He had kind of a sadness in him, I would say.
Okay.
He was very lonely being stranded on this
Oh,
planet.
poor guy.
Well, no, he ends up with a cloud creature that falls in love with him, so it's okay.
Well, that's true. That's true. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is kind of difficult. I think I probably got to make, what's her name from Discovery again?
Arium.
Lieutenant Commander Arium.
I probably have to make Arium number one. That just seems like the right decision. I don't know. But now, if this guy is a sad guy, I don't know how much of a riot he'd be on the holodeck.
So Sam Wildman's kind of sad too.
Yeah. Oh wow. This is like the battle of the sads. Now I got to pick which one's sadder.
Are you familiar with Wildman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just because I know her, I don't know TOS Cochrane, I'm going to holodeck Wildman and the red shirt Cochrane. Also because since if Stephen Cochrane is like a famous guy who like invented stuff and did stuff, I think that I could rely on him to get in that red shirt, go down to a dangerous planet and get out alive. Like I feel like if anyone could do it, he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going with.
Love it.
No, and I mean, I like that. And you know, at Ensign Wildman, you can go and hang out with Flotter and Travis on.
Yeah, I was
holodeck,
just thinking that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, and I was like, I'm down for that.
Which
Sign me up for that.
I like that episode more than a lot of people do. So
Yeah.
You know, the thing that strikes me as I look at these pictures is that Arium, played by the amazing Sarah Middich, I got a picture taken with her at the last STLV, and Sarah Middich is like 100% a full legit like model. You know, she is an amazingly, stunningly beautiful woman, and literally she could be played by, I mean, there could be anybody under that costume. I mean,
wow.
you know, and like you have no, I don't think, and in season one especially, I mean, she doesn't have the chance to act at all. I mean, they literally could have put a mannequin in that seat and just like had it robotically articulate, and it would have been just as good, you know?
I really hope that we see something happen with her.
Yeah, I agree. I hope she gets a lot more to do in season 2, and I'm really looking forward to that, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I felt like she was the key yet unturned in season 1.
Yeah.
All right, Carl, it's you, my man.
Okay. Well, we talk about Zephram Cochrane, and he's in, easily the best TNG episode. And for one scene, the Enterprise has 24 decks. So I would pick 24.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
We've got
I only
Thought
want one of
Gore
these
the Breen.
on my
That's
ship.
Thought Gore, not the other Thought, but this is Thought Gore. Commander Tomalak and very pregnant Seska.
This is great.
The M5 outdid himself on this one.
Okay. Well, we've already seen how much fun Seska can have on the holodeck, so I think I'm going to do that.
Very pregnant Seska? Are you sure?
Well, I'm ignoring the fact that she's pregnant. I don't know what to say about the Breen other than they look like Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi. I mean, I have no personality attached to the Breen whatsoever, other than. So, and I've always liked Tomalak in a weird way. So,
Not been weird about liking Tomalak.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I'm gonna pick Tomalak as my number one, and we're gonna redshirt the Breen. But this is now 2 in a row where I'm most likely to die.
All right, fair enough. Thoughts on that?
Tomalak's the only one I actually want on my ship.
Yeah.
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 You know what? This is not a criticism of Tomalak in any way, but knowing what Andreas Katsoulis was capable of as an actor, he was capable of doing so much more, and he was never given the chance in the Tomalak role. I always feel kind of bad whenever Tomalak comes on the screen. And that's not a criticism. It's just that, they just never gave the actor a chance to really show what he was capable of, which he was able to do in some other shows. So I always feel kind of bad for Commander Tomalak because all he ever does is show up and look smarmy and look upset. That's like his only
we stare at each other over the neutral zone.
Yeah. I've always kind of thought that we should have a more Tomalak heavy episode. Just like I always felt like we needed like a Guinan episode. We needed a Tomalak episode. That would have been so cool.
Well, I could be mixing this up, but I seem to remember an interview with him where when they did Future Imperfect, and he said like he didn't quite know what to do with himself because he wasn't just on the video screen. He was actually walking around in an actual character in the set, and he kind of lost his bearing on the character in some weird way because every other time you see him, he's just kind of, ominously looming over the view screen and shouting things like, how long should we stare at each other across the neutral zone?
But isn't that the one where he was also a hologram in that episode?
Yes.
Or am I wrong?
Yes.
So, I mean, you can kind of, as an actor, you can kind of say, okay, it doesn't matter how I play it because I'm not actually myself. I'm a representation of myself, But, I'll say like his portrayal, Andreas's portrayal of like Jakar in Babylon 5 brought me to tears. I mean, it was epic, and so the actor was capable of like, there was all this headroom for the character, for the actor. And I felt bad every time I see him because I'm thinking, man, this guy could have given anything you gave him, he could have delivered, So I realize it's a little bit of a meta concept, but I always felt bad for the character,
I would have totally been down for Tomalak, a Star Trek story.
Yeah, me too.
Totally. I always felt like, this is, my own opinion, feel free to weigh in on it, but I always felt like the Romulans never got the portrayal that they should have gotten in Star Trek. Because if you look at like Heart of Glory and all the Klingon arc that we got from, in TNG, we never had like an analogous Romulan character to really help us understand why they were the way they were and to see them in a positive light. We only got to see them from the Federation perspective. And the only time, and I think I actually talked about this before, so I apologize if you've heard this before, but the only time I felt like we ever started going that direction is when they introduced that Romulan lady who was going to be on the Defiant in Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah. I remember you talking about.
She was only there for like 5 minutes, and then like she disappeared, and I was like, I felt like that could have been our Worf, who was going to like explain to us like why the Romulans are awesome. And I felt like we never got it, and so I don't know if the Romulans are awesome or not, but I felt like that could have been that minute.
Well, there's also Dinatra too, and Nemesis. You know, I mean, although she's a Romulan, she's the bad person, however you want to make it sound. Later on in the movie, she turns around and she knows what's good for her now and teaming up with the Federation and such. But like you said, John, there is no straight storyline for the Romulan.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they were never done better than in Balance of Terror, which is the first time you see them, and then they never really went beyond that.
It's all downhill.
Well, hey, John, just making sure you know that Romulan Tarul was played by Martha Hackett, Seska.
I was
Was it really?
Yeah,
Yes. I remember seeing her dimples and being like,
Oh my God, that's awesome! I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
She was also in the Hallmark commercial for the Romulan Warbird Christmas tree ornament.
Nice,
that's right.
nice. Well, for anybody who's listening to this, if you ever get a chance to read the books that are the Romulan trilogy, or I think it's a trilogy that goes back in time to when the Vulcans and the Romulans first separated, I just thought it was the most amazing series, because it talks about like how the original group of Vulcans split from the Romulans and built these ships to go to another star system. And I was really taken with it. I just thought it was amazing, because they talked about the cleft in Vulcan society and how some of them were choosing to follow Surak and some of them were choosing to follow another, the original teachings. And I just thought it was great, and I just felt like the Romulans never got the full treatment. So I
feel like if we had a fleshed out Romulan Worf, we would be sacrificing some of the mystery and coldness of the Romulans, and there would be less setting them apart from the other races. Like, I kind of liked that they were always distantly looming and like we didn't get them and it was scary. Like, it was a vibe distinct from the Klingons or the Cardassians. And I feel like we would have lost that if we like tried to get to know them and humanize, for lack of a better word, humanize them. It would have been, very illuminating and probably very interesting. But then their whole vibe would have changed. And I liked their vibe.
Fair enough, Nina.
That's just me.
Well, you know what? I'll leave you with this little bit of trivia before we move on to the next one, which is, if you go back to the very first time we ever saw the Klingons, which was, what's the one where they go to the Organians? Is it Errand of Mercy?
Errand of Mercy.
The very first complaint that Core, I think it is, or no, is it Core? Yeah, it's Core. Am I right?
Yeah, that's Core, I think.
The very first complaint he wagers against the Federation is, "You have strangled our trade." That's the very first thing. Like, why are you angry at the Federation? You've strangled our trade. That is a very un-Klingon thing to come out with,
Yeah. Yeah.
And, and that's like the later Klingons, and so I just feel like there's been, a lot of revisionist history in a lot of this, which is fair. I mean, we all know that happens in Star Trek, and it's okay. But I always enjoy pointing that out, is that, the very first complaint we ever heard from the Klingons about the Federation is that they strangle their trade,
Yep.
So good enough. All right. Who are we going with here? Is it you, Thad?
We're on you, I think, John.
No, it's me. All right. Well, you got to pick a number for me.
Yeah.
19.
17. Nope.
All right. Number 19. Let's do it.
All
right. Number 19 coming up. Oh, dear.
I love that.
Oh my goodness. We've got
Redshirt Brile.
I
Redshirt Brile.
You've picked a 100% themed slide for me. It is a 100% mirror universe.
Okay, so that's Mirror Brile? Okay.
Yes. That's Mirror Brile, Mirror Kira, Intended Kira, and Mirror Esri.
Mm-hmm. It's Mirror Brow because he's emoting.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, dude! No, not Sat. Not Sat. No. Go put your head up against the wall.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Wow. Who's my number one? Who's my holodeck? And you've picked this is actually the first time you've picked a hard one for me.
I can't even remember what Mirror Brile did.
Not much about any form of Bareil. It's very memorable.
True.
You know what? I liked Vedic Bareil, and I liked Vedic Bareil and Kira. So I'm just going to put that out there. Mirror Bareil, but I liked the idea that you had this like super hot tempered Bajoran who was matched up with this like very patient spiritual Bajoran. I thought there was so much they could have done with that, but they didn't.
Yeah, I think conceptually it was very good, but like Bareil himself ended up just being really flat and not interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I think the Intendant is going down to the planet in the red shirt. I think Bareil is going to be my number one. And I think that Mirror Ezri, we're going to the holodeck and having some laughs.
Can someone remind me what happened in the Mirror Universe episode with Bareil?
What did happen in the Mirror Universe with Bareil?
I probably haven't even seen it yet. I have no idea. Otherwise, I would inform you.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look this up now.
Because I honestly cannot. I remember him showing up because I remember that it was after his Prime counterpart had died. But beyond that, I don't remember. Oh, I'm sorry.
Literally every episode about Bareil, I remember him showing up.
He was in the episode Resurrection. He takes Kira hostage.
This is not ringing a bell.
I have no memory of this episode at all.
Oh my God,
right.
Carl, you changed your name to Carl R. Wonders. That's amazing.
Oh, you just noticed that?
It only shows up when you talk, so yeah.
All right, so I'm bringing up the mirror Bareil on Memory Alpha. So let me give you the quick thing here. Male Bajoran thief, not believing in anything but himself, took to being a thief to get by, became involved with Intendant Kira, came to Deep Space Nine using a multidimensional transporter device, took Major Kira hostage, but released her shortly thereafter when she noted his phaser was broken. She introduced him. Oh, so he was stuck in the Prime universe. Introduced him to the many differences between the parallel Bajors. Kira gave him an orb experience, which deeply affected him. And then he tried to steal the orb. And he confronted both Kiras. And at the last minute, Bareil chose to stun the Intendant and return both her, the Intendant, and himself to the Mirror Universe without the orb, forfeiting the prophecy of his orb vision. So there you go.
I don't remember this episode at all.
Mm-mm.
I do.
Okay.
No.
You still got to pick?
Yeah, I got nothing.
This is Deep Space Nine Resurrection.
I mean, I would personally take the Intendant to the holodeck because she would be fun.
Yeah, me too.
Fair enough.
Beyond that, I guess Redshirt Bareil and number one Ezri.
I agree.
You sure?
Yeah, why not?
Thoughts on those selections?
Well, these were thoughts on yours. You were the one that already made the selection. Those were my thoughts on your selections.
Oh, I know. It was my choice. I get it. All right. Well, then it's to you, Chris. Pick a number.
27.
27 has not been picked, and it is all yours.
Oh,
wow.
Again?
Wow.
Well, this is real Bareil.
Yeah.
So here we
Bareil,
have Prime Bareil, the Traveler, and Temporal Agent Daniels from Enterprise.
The Traveler, if I remember correctly, is kind of the same as Daniels, as you can go places. Religious Bareil, or Vedic Bareil.
Boring Bareil.
Yeah.
Boring Bareil.
Either way. Unless you're John, then it's a whole other story.
Whoa! As people have said, it's a boring Bajoran.
Oh my God.
Wow. All right. because I like Enterprise, I will holodeck with Daniels. I'll number one with Barile because of religious conflicts, and I'll redshirt the Traveler. Go ahead, John. I know you want to say something, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will let my let our amazing tricorder Patreon say something first.
My only strong feeling on this is don't take Barile to the holodeck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's a given.
Exactly.
Carl, what do you want to say?
I mean, my only first thought was I got a redshirt Barile, but I've been wanting to for many episodes until they.
I feel like it's like a very, very Pavlovian response. Like, you see Barile, you redshirt Barile. It's like the bell.
Much,
yeah.
All right. Well, then, if let's see, who was that? Whose turn was it?
That was Chris.
That was me.
Chris.
Chris. Well, then it's to you, Thad. We'll do one more round. So, Thad, it's to you.
Okay. I'll go with 6, my favorite Star Trek movie.
6, which is to me always the number of the prisoner. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Be seeing you. Oh, nice one.
Oh.
You know, I forget that I said that 6 was my favorite Star Trek movie, and this guy is on it.
So we have Dr. Timison from TNG. We have Khan from Wrath of Khan, not the more recent JJ verse Khan, and we have the unnamed Efrosian Federation president from Star Trek 4.
President Red Foreman.
President is not allowed the law, dumbass.
Yes. Klingons, how would you like my foot in your ass? Okay. Well, I'm redshirting Khan because I can't trust him as number one, and I don't even want him in the holodeck. He's just too dramatic. So he's the red shirt. See, Timison, I guess I'd take Timison to the holodeck. We never really see what he does for fun.
Maybe you can show him MASH reruns.
Yeah. And I would make the president my number one.
Opinions?
I think if he took Timison to the holodeck, he would just sit there looking sad.
Yeah, probably.
I wish I could enjoy this, but I just turned 60 and I can't. Sorry.
That's great.
Has any to shuffle the topic a little bit? Has anyone read the novel to Star Trek 6?
No.
It's really interesting.
I don't think so.
In that the president is actually described as being a Deltan.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And originally, I think the guy on the Saratoga in Star Trek 4 was supposed to be a Deltan as well. And like the idea of like the women are bald and the men have all this flowing hair and everything I always thought was interesting. And I thought it would be kind of neat if that were actually canon. But
oh my God, I was going to ask about that. I was like, are the men bald? Because that's like the most amazing haircut ever.
Yeah, I think the men. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got those flowing locks. You know,
maybe he shaved his head during.
Oh, never
maybe he shaved his head during wartime.
Bullions always.
Yes.
See, I like the Bullions because they give everything to their customers. They keep nothing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Other thoughts?
We all agree to redshirt Khan.
I don't know what else you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You maroon him on SETI Alpha 5.
But this is SETI Alpha 5. Sorry.
That was good.
By the way, for anybody listening to this, you can actually find on Twitter where I have a full-on Khan outfit and do that. Okay.
And how the heck did the Reliant not count the planets?
Yeah. If you're, you know what, we've talked about this on Tricorder in many shows, which is if you're looking for consistency in Star Trek as far as canon, you are in the wrong fandom. Like,
yeah,
you need to go someplace else.
Yes.
I think it was you, Thad, who sent me that. I was like, oh, wow, I'm really looking forward in Voyager to like counting how many photon torpedoes they launch because they only have a certain number. And you sent me that video where someone's like, well, they launched like 847 of them, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, the number is a very high. The count is a very high negative by the end of the show.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we only have 30 photon torpedoes, and by the end of the show, they're like negative 800. Yeah, fair enough.
That one, the only video that's almost that good is the some kind of supercut.
Yes.
That is fabulous.
You know what supercut I want to see? I don't know if any of you have seen The Good Place.
I have not.
Oh yeah.
No, I have not.
But that's Thad. I want to see a supercut of Chidi saying, what? Because he says it like every third episode in the most exasperated way. It's hilarious.
Yeah, people keep telling me I need to watch this show, but I have not yet seen it.
It's a great show. Don't be spoiled. Start from season 1. It's on Netflix. I mean, an episode is 20 minutes. You can, burn through like 3 of them in an hour. It's fantastic.
Yep.
So highly recommend it. Okay, who's next?
Did Jim leave us?
Nina, I think.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He was having trouble because he's on hotel Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Have we done 22?
Yes.
Oh, that's depressing. Okay. Have we done 25?
Yes. But we haven't done 23
I
or
keep
20.
striking out. Okay, let's do 23 for no particular reason.
All right, we will do 23 coming up.
Please be people I know. Make it easy.
Bring it up, number 23.
Okay.
All right. So we have Ambassador Soval from Enterprise. We have Commander Donatra, who we've talked about before.
No, she's not. That's not Commander Donatra. That's just the Romulan commander.
The Romulan.
No, that is Donatra.
Oh, the one on the
bottom right.
Wait, that's Donatra.
Yeah,
I thought that was what's
the lower right? That's Donatra.
No,
You're right. It is Donatra.
That's definitely
For some reason,
From
I was
Nemesis.
thinking it was the one from Gambit, but you're right. That's Donatra.
Oh yeah, they do
see
come
those
up.
eyes.
And then on the bottom left, we have the unnamed Romulan commander from the Enterprise incident, TOS.
Yes.
Do you know all these characters' names?
I don't know the guy because I haven't seen Enterprise.
So in Enterprise, he's the Vulcan ambassador to Earth, and he's like all superior. And he's like, well, you humans cannot go to warp 5 because we're Vulcans and we know better. So you best listen to me because I know about things because I'm Vulcan and I'm better.
By the end of the show, he becomes the least annoying of the Vulcans with that mindset.
But at the beginning, he's a total jerkwad.
Mm-hmm.
Total.
Do you think he's like very competent though? I mean, he sounds like he is.
I'll leave that to the other Patreons to say, but I have an opinion.
Okay. I think that I'm going to make Donatra my number 1. I don't know if that's a stupid decision, but it just feels right in my bones. And I am going to go to the holodeck with the unnamed Romulan commander.
The guards invited
just because.
Yeah, I was going to say I would do that just to ask that question.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I feel like she could give me some lessons on fashion. And that means that I'm red-shirting, very haughty, superior Vulcan guy.
That's fair.
I have no disputes with those selections whatsoever.
Okay, good.
That's probably what I would have chosen too.
Yep, I think I would do the same thing.
By the way, I just got to give a plug. If any of you have seen Star Trek Continues, the Romulan commander's daughter, that's the one on the lower left there, is actually in Star Trek Continues, and she looks exactly like her mother.
Yes, she does.
Like so much so that I was doing double takes watching the video. I was like, wait a minute, this woman has to be like 107 years old. How is this happening? And it was amazing. All right, Carl, pick one.
We picked 12 yet.
We have.
Oh, darn. 15?
We have not.
All right.
15 coming up.
You
Somebody
picked 12,
not
Carl.
insane. Somebody not insane. No,
Earlier, yeah, because you said because it's the worst Star Trek movie.
Oh, yeah, the worst Star Trek movie. You're right.
No, we did not pick 15.
Okay.
You ready?
What horrible people am I going to get this time?
Nice. That's lore, right?
That is lore.
Oh yeah, that is
so
lore.
we have lore.
God.
We have Charlie X and first Maj Kula of the Kazon Nistrum.
Red shirt
Carl's gonna
Maj.
die again.
Charlie X, lore, and the first Maj Kula of the Kazon Nistrum.
And trumpet, yes.
But let's give Carl a moment to think, because Thad, I want to ask you about this. Why is it that I'm watching on Amazon a totally different cut of Voyager than what was broadcast?
I have no idea. I just know that it is.
Because I was watching an episode with the Kazon, and I was like,
I pointed it out to you. Yeah, the fan.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you, and I was like, why is all this?
No clue. The only reason I knew that is because I was researching the episode when we did it on the podcast, and Memory Alpha talks about how it has the trumpets on Amazon. I'm like, well, that's.
I know these Kullas are walking, these Majas are walking in, and there's like all these trumpets, and I'm like, who's playing the trumpet? What the hell's happening? And it turns out that it's only on Amazon Prime are these trumpets playing.
Apparently, it used to be on Netflix, but they fixed Netflix to match the DVD and the original broadcast. But I think like at some point for syndication, they added the trumpets for some reason.
Someone was just sitting there watching it being like, you know what this needs?
Trumpets.
Yeah.
More cowbell.
Yes, exactly.
Was this alliances or what?
Yeah, this is alliances.
Okay.
If you watch it on Amazon Prime, when the Kazon walk in, yeah, there's a fanfare.
There's a trumpets playing and there's applause, and I'm like, who the hell's applauding? What the hell is happening right now?
That is so funny.
And I was like posting on it on my Twitter feed, and people are like, "There's no trumpets, there's no applause," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, there is." And Thad's like, well, you're watching on Amazon. I was like, yeah, I am, because I am superior, obviously, and watching on the best video platform because it has like the built-in IMDb and the trivia.
I wish that I would watch more things on Amazon if their Apple TV app was usable. And I don't mean, like, it is usable, but it's not great.
No.
Well, I don't have an Apple TV, but I just love the built-in trivia and the built-in IMDb.
Yeah, see, that's not on their Apple TV app anyway. So
no, it's not.
So I watch all the rewatches that I'm doing of all Star Trek have been on Amazon since way back, because the built-in IMDb is just awesome, because you watch something and you're like, I know this guy, and you just touch the screen and it takes you right there.
That is nice.
It's very awesome. But apparently they are using some older cuts of the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I had no idea that this was going on.
All right, man, hit us.
Against my better judgment.
Don't cut it down. Be bold, man.
No.
Be like a Klingon. Be like, I choose you.
I actually feel that Maj Kala might be the best choice for number one, simply because of the way the Kazon sects are structured. He might actually listen to authority in a way that, like, Laura's not going to listen.
Only
to anybody.
if you don't wear a uniform.
And how did you come to this wrong decision?
Well, because I didn't want Laura to be my number one, basically, because I'm taking Charlie to the holodeck, really, and Laura's going to get redshirted because he'll come back, because he always does. But yeah, I really need to pick better numbers next time around, because if there is a next time, there won't be.
Yeah, none of these are.
Once again, I'm either going to die or be sent into some nether dimension by Charlie.
Well, you picked a villain slide, so it's all villains.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Cullo's just going to maroon you on a planet, hopefully better than SETI Alpha 5.
Well,
but it's good to know that at least the Kazon, as poor as they are, they at least have room for and ability in their economy for amazing hair products for styling.
Yes,
that's so true.
And I would like to hope that my ship will have water and replicators, so he's not going to have anything to really want that he doesn't have already. So
I feel like Kulla could not be my number one, because the Kazon are really misogynistic, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Like, I don't think that would work.
He
If
would
I'm
not take
making
orders
this,
from you. Yeah.
if I'm making this personal, He can't be my number one. Also, I don't like bullies and I don't like threats.
No.
I don't like you, Cullah.
Nice.
Okay, anyway, whatever. That was desperate. I tried. I was thinking, should I try to do a voice? I decided not to try to do a voice to not humiliate myself. Anyway,
you can do a voice, Nina. This is America. We're allegedly free. You can go for it.
The moment's passed. Maybe next time. I can't conjure it. It's got to come from within. Anyway, he would not follow my orders. That would just be annoying. Like maybe I would try to. I know this is cheating, but maybe I would try to fix lore. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'd try to fiddle around with the emotion chip, whatever. Like maybe there's some hope that he could be more Data-esque, and then I would make him my number one. But that's kind of desperate.
I don't know. He was pretty messed up without the emotion chip. So
yeah, that's true.
What did the emotion chip actually do for lore? Like he had emotions before. That has always confused me.
Yeah.
If you're looking for consistency in the Star Trek universe, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, is it the sphere emotion chip, the little wedge one, or the big chunk? I don't know. Anyway.
Or the one that was somehow irreparably fused to Lore's head, but then in Generations, Data just has it sitting on a shelf.
That
Well,
one
it was also irreparably fused to Data's head in Generations, and then he
can turn it off in First Contact.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Because this is definitely Descent lore, so I think anyway. So he's.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it does.
This is when he's like obliterating LaForge's brain cells and everything. So he's pretty far gone at this point.
He was never here to begin with.
No.
That's true.
Fair enough.
Like, long before the show started, he massacred an entire colony. I mean...
True. For fun.
Just a day in the life of lore. You know how it is. That's just how it be sometimes.
Like, honestly, of these three, lore is probably the worst, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I struggled.
I keep saying ridiculous things.
I don't know who I would have picked to be my number one. That's where I was really struggling here.
If I were a man, I would pick Cullah to be my number one.
All right.
I think Cullah's probably the most competent of the three.
So wait a minute, Nina. Who would you pick to be your number one? As you are, you're a lady. Who would you pick?
Yeah, like I know I was talking about lore, but I guess I would kind of have to pick. I can't pick lore.
Okay, so
I don't think I can pick lore. I just can't. I mean, I know I'm taking a risk.
Gender-based issues with Charlie X.
With Charlie X, for sure.
Yeah.
He's very problematic. Yeah.
I think there's no way to win in this situation. I think I would just redshirt them all.
Kobayashi Maru, no-win situation, total
John,
victory.
That's my final answer.
I'm reprogramming the simulation and putting Chakotay in one of these boxes.
Well, I didn't give you a totally irrelevant option. I wanted you to have like a number one, like a red shirt.
I like Chakotay.
I like him too, but he's like irrelevant,
Surprisingly so this time around.
Oh, I know. Okay, I picked it. All right. Well, then we got to resolve it. All right. Who's next?
You're last. You're up.
All right. Pick a number.
3.
3 we have not done. All right. Number 3 coming up. I don't know what it's going to be. I honestly don't remember.
Bald.
Yes.
Yes.
The very appropriate one for John.
Yeah.
This is the slide of all fashionable hairstyles. So we have Shinzon, Robot Ilea, and Science Officer 0718 from Star Trek 2009. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The hair is just like so amazing. I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, we could just put a fourth picture right there in the upper left corner of John, and he would fit right in.
No, because I have the best hair of all of these. Let me see. See, this goes to show you that there is absolutely no gaming the system. It literally is random. Okay. I think that Shinzon is going to be a red shirt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because he's no bueno.
That was very astute.
Thank you, Nina. I appreciate that. I think that Robot Ilea is going to be a red shirt because I have no.
Wait, how do you have two red shirts?
Well, okay, yes, okay. Shinzon, red shirt. Robot Ilea, number 1. And I guess Joe Gatt as Science Officer 0718, we're going to the holodeck.
Huh.
Only
Okay.
because
Okay.
only because as a Starfleet captain, I need a number 1 who's going to point out alternatives, as Captain Kirk indicated in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And I feel like Robot Ilea would be very good at that for me, because I am not a Spock. I'm more of a, McCoy Kirk type. So I feel like she would be a good number 1 for me.
You just said in an earlier episode that you were more, or an earlier.
Don't be going back, Thad. No. Don't be going back.
If you're looking for continuity.
What, the Star Trek has nothing to do with continuity. There's no continuity in Star Trek.
Fair enough.
That's just not how we roll.
There's
up
no
in here.
Continuity in John Krikorian. Okay.
There is no continuity whatsoever. So I think that those might be my choices. But those are my choices. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I agree.
I definitely would redshirt Shinzon.
Yeah, I think I'd take
Yeah.
Ilea to the holodeck because she showed an interest in learning games.
But they serve no function.
Yeah, but she was interested.
This game serves no purpose.
Oh,
Would
purpose,
you
no
like
function, yeah.
The carbon
game?
units. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I would swap Robot Ilea. I'd put her in the holodeck, and I'd have Joe Gatt as number 1.
But have there ever been so many Star Trek characters who had such fashionable hairstyles? I mean,
Never.
Cisco
These are
made
the
it
most
look good.
I don't know.
the-
Mars color.
the amount of styling and product that went into these characters, it's vast. I mean, the amount
I
of
don't
budget
know. I
put on
think I think they might pale in comparison to Maj Kala.
it.
That's true.
I'm going to bring up the parallel to Hars Adislo as well one more time. Just that.
Carl, I've already written your name down on my whiteboard over here. So I just want to point out, what's in it for me if I show up at a CLV, giving out copies of my thermionic, paper
Paper on thermionic transconductance.
on transconductance. What is in it for me?
I'll give you $100.
Whoa, that escalated quickly.
M5, note that point in the recording.
Wallet, make sure I have $100 to give you. That's basically going to be it.
I don't know. Should we do one more, or are we done?
I'm up for one more.
I could do one more.
All right, let's do them. Who's next?
It'll be me.
I think it's you, Chris. Pick a number.
Number 9 for Roger Maris.
Number 9 has not been picked. All right. Oh dear.
Why? I don't like when you say this.
I know it's going to be good whenever you say, oh dear. Nice.
We have the Grand Nagus.
That picture is very flattering.
We have Lieutenant Valeris. And we have Moriarty.
Oh, man.
Moriarty.
Who's your number 1? Who's your holodeck friend? And who's your red shirt?
Okay. I think I'll redshirt Valeris because she's one of those that'll stab you in the back.
All right. Thank you for that wrong answer.
I
Continue.
knew you were going to say something about this. Thankfully, I have a plan B. Okay, so we'll say plan A is going to be redshirt Valeris, holodeck with Moriarty, And number one with the Negus because he's financial and I need money fast. Plan B would be.
No, there's no plan B. That's
That's
it.
Right.
That's
okay,
it.
cool.
That's it. Thoughts on those choices, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, there was an episode of DS9 where the Negus spent like 20 hours straight in the holosuite. So we know he's down for holodecks.
But what kind of holodeck? You know, that's kind of.
Well, you have to redshirt him. You have to
Redshirt the
him.
Negus? Why?
Redshirt the Negus? Inconceivable.
Because everything about the Negus. That's really all I have to say.
The power of the Negus compels you.
It does.
Yeah, I think Valeris would make a good number one because I think she was more misguided than anything else. Like she just needed. She was put in a bad situation and ended up doing the wrong thing. But I don't think she would be a backstabber if you're in the right situation with her.
That's probably true.
Those shaved sideburns make me suspicious.
Yeah, there is that, and the fact that she's not Savick.
And her mismatched uniform.
Well, that bothers me too.
Well, that's totally the worst thing about her.
Absolutely.
She doesn't even have the right rank pip.
No, that is a lieutenant rank. If you look closely, it only has.
Nah, it's different.
Yeah, they changed the rank.
It's the only time you ever see that one.
They changed the rank pins for the later movies. It used to be the two separate things for lieutenant, but later in the movies they changed it to just like the commander, but with only one line in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
This coming from someone who loses rank pips on the daily.
On the daily?
Yes.
No. Have you seen what Anovos charges for those? No way.
Have you seen what Anovos charged me in STLV? No way. No, exactly.
So, wait a minute. Where's Moriarty
Moriarty's going to the holodeck.
He does not want to be there.
That is the complete wrong answer. Okay. Yeah. Other thoughts?
Moriarty would be my number one. He wants to get out. He wants to explore the galaxy. Sure. You can come out and explore the galaxy with me. He's very smart.
You could also show him anything on the holodeck. And you could let him explore via.
Thank you, Nina, very much. At least somebody's on my side. Thank you.
I'm on your side.
Did anyone catch the really awesome thread on Twitter about how Moriarty could be the Khan of Picard?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Basically, somebody threw out this idea of what would happen if, a year into his little simulation in the cube, the program got corrupted and the Countess or what? She was a Countess. Program was lost and he was trapped inside and couldn't get out. And then at some point he does get out and he basically is Khan for Picard in that he was, they thought they left him somewhere and he actually was kind of in a completely horrific situation.
He sees Baker Street. Sorry.
I think
Nice.
Things unexpected. All right, next.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what numbers are still available.
So I will read out the numbers that have been selected, Thad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, 16, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
I will go with 8.
Number 8. All right, here we go. Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
This is a themed selection.
Uh-oh.
It is a 100% Romulan edition.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So here we have Senator Vreenak, Nero, and Commander Sela, or Emperor Sela, or Sela,
in
whatever.
this particular shot, Denise Crosby's wig looks terrible.
It does.
Oh, it really does.
So we have Sela, Nero, and Senator Vreenak.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Vreenak as my first officer because he's gonna be a stickler for the rules. He's gonna know when people are not putting their are giving him fake effort. He's. I think Rena could work as a first officer. I'll take Nero to the holodeck. He can kill Spock. It's fine.
That's the wrong answer. Continue.
Because I don't want to do anything with Sela, so she's going to be a red shirt.
Thoughts on that, ladies and gentlemen?
To be clarified, I meant like he can do his holographic fantasy of killing Spock, not like him actually killing Spock.
Yeah. I got what you were saying. I caught the drops. Yeah, I mean, sure.
I really don't like Sela as a character, so red shirt.
Especially with that wig.
I know, right? That wig is
it looks horrible. Horrible.
Oh, God. Yeah. Mm-mm.
All right. Fair enough. It's to you, Nina.
Oh, okay. Have we done like 18?
We have not. You want 18?
Wow. Sure.
All right. Then it's to you. Bringing up number 18. Oh, dear. I think this one will bring up a particularly strong reaction from Thad.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go. We have this is a
okay.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hugh the Borg from TNG, Dr. Lewis Zimmerman. That is not the EMH. That is Dr. Lewis Zimmerman.
That is the doctor.
And Tuvix.
Wow. Okay.
Do you know what all these are?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that I think that I would make Tuvix my number one because I think that he got the best qualities in Tuvok and in Neelix. I think he would make a great commander, and I think that we could work well together. So he will be my number one. I think that I would go to the holodeck with Hugh just because I feel like I want to show him the world. I want to show him things and teach him about places and people. Like I feel like he could just discover so much, and it would be fun to be in that teacher role and be showing him all this stuff. So I don't know if that is a weird choice, but I just feel like I would get so much like secondhand satisfaction from watching him be in awe about things, because you can create anything. Maybe if you asked me like 10 minutes from now, I would say something different, but that's just my feeling at the moment. And that leaves me to red shirt, Dr. Zimmerman. Sorry, Zimmerman.
It's okay.
You're done.
Thoughts on that?
I definitely agree with Tuvix as first officer.
Yeah, you got my vote for that.
I would probably take Dr. Zimmerman to the holodeck because he has experience making holographic things.
That's true.
And I think Hugh would probably not die as a red shirt and be competent and...
That's such a good point. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah. Not thinking things through.
So I have not yet seen the Tuvix episode, and I haven't seen Dr. Zimmerman yet.
Tuvix is coming up for you really soon.
Yeah, Tuvix is. Yeah.
I think it's actually the next episode. So I haven't seen it yet, so I don't feel like I can say about Tuvix or Dr. Zimmerman because I haven't seen.
You have seen Dr. Zimmerman because he was on DS9.
I feel like I need to see more Voyager to say something about that. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's too soon.
He has one episode in both, so I mean,
yeah, and I was the younger Zimmerman in DS9, as opposed to
like 4 years younger. I mean, not like that much younger.
Look at this picture and then remember Zimmerman in DS9.
What season of Voyager is Zimmerman in?
I think it's a 7th season episode.
It's 6 or 7.
So I got a while to go.
Yeah, it's late.
I got a while to go, so I don't feel like I can weigh in on Zimmerman or Tuvix because I haven't seen the episodes yet.
Well, and doesn't Zimmerman show up in the one where his program's degrading?
No, not like, really.
Sort of.
Reg tries to tell the doctor that he's Zimmerman. That's
Yeah.
No. The one where.
Oh, you're right.
he
There
has
are
to
2
reboot
Voyager
himself.
episodes.
Yeah, where he has to reboot himself,
Well,
basically.
yeah, because that's holographic Zimmerman. But yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I
yes.
forgot that one. Yeah, you're
Okay.
right.
Because I haven't gotten to season 7 yet, so.
This
But I
picture is
definitely
from
remember
the
seeing
season
it.
7 episode.
Okay.
I am very close to the end of season 2 in Voyager, and I vaguely remember about 10% of Voyager. So I don't feel competent to talk about Tuvix or Zimmerman. I only feel competent to talk about Hugh. So I don't feel like I have anything to say about this, which means that it's Carl's turn.
You didn't get this one.
Okay. Well, whatever I pick, I'm going to get a bunch of 3 villains again. 21?
21 has not been picked.
All right.
Let me write that down. 21. This is going to be our last one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no. Oh no, you're right.
Well,
I'm
no,
sorry.
don't you have one after Carl to finish the round?
Yeah. If y'all agree that you want me to do one, I will.
We
Yes.
insist.
Why do you insist? You don't have to insist. All right, you ready for 21?
Well,
here we go. Captain Robau from Trek 2009, Admiral Brett Anderson from Discovery, and old school Captain Pike, Jeffrey Hunter.
All 3 of each.
Carl, you picked a
all
hard
3
one,
of
man.
which we don't know anything about.
Right.
That's true.
Well,
except that Captain Robau was the best of all of them. Except we don't know more than that.
We know more about Pike than any of the others.
Except that Captain Robau was the best, but we don't know more than that.
Captain Robau has the stylish haircut.
Are you? Yeah, I was gonna say, are you going off the hairstyle there, John?
I believe so.
I think he's a little biased.
I'm gonna go. I think Captain Robau is going to be my number 1. He seemed rather competent in what little we saw of him. Captain Pike in this incarnation is fed up with his job, so I think he would be the good candidate to take to the holodeck and hopefully kind of unwind a bit and maybe not be so miserable about everything, because he's fed up and tired about picking who goes on the away missions and everything. And Admiral, I don't even remember his name because he lasted all of 3 minutes, I guess is going to get redshirted, which is kind of what happened to him in Discovery anyway. Like I said, he lasted all of 3 scenes, but so this is the blank slate choices here. I think I'm good with that.
This is a thematic slide. It's the commanders that we knew the very least about. That we only got a very little bit of each of the 3 of them, and you got to make a choice. So
that was a great poll, pulling the Discovery, Admiral. That was a great poll, John.
Yeah.
Thank you. I felt really bad for that guy, because we didn't know enough about him. He showed up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm in charge now," and then he dies.
And besides, he does have that James Bond look to him, like that Daniel Craig look.
Yeah, no, he's totally like, he's got the persona to be like, I'm the dude in charge, and then it turns out to be not so much. But then he recovers at the end, and he's like, "Yep, I'm blowing up the ship, and I'm going to take these Klingons with me." So it's then we got Hunter, Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Pike, the TOS Captain Pike, who's very haunted and talking with Dr. Boyce about his existence and feeling that he's got this weight of this command on him. And I think that Robau had very much the same. He feels the weight of command on him. So I think that all 3 of these gentlemen have this weight that's sitting on them. So there's not a right answer in this one. I think it's very much up to you as the person to decide who you think. So tell me.
Well, I did, but
well, I mean, I'm talking to all the rest of y'all.
Oh, yeah.
I would holodeck Robau just to show him what life is like after he died. And I would have Pike as my number 1 because, again, being that he's through with and fed up with everything, still his knowledge would still be valuable.
I would probably go the same as Carl.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right.
None of these would kill me. At least that's a change from every other round.
No, but that's that's what I told the M5, which was like, pick answers that every now and then, pick slides that every now and then would be very challenging.
Yeah.
All right, so then y'all get to pick one for me, and that'll be it. Do you want me to go through the ones we picked?
It might be easier to say than the ones we haven't picked.
Well, I don't have that, but the ones we picked are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21, 22, and then 23 through 28. And we can go up to 29. So y'all
Let's go with 29 then. Let's see what that is.
29, yeah.
You sure?
I concur. 29.
Sure.
I wholeheartedly concur.
Are
Yes.
you? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Is that like a hint to like not pick 29?
I don't actually care. All right, 29.
Oh, I hate you. That's it. I'm going.
Ah!
You can find me on Twitter at TrekFanLV, and this is the end. And I really wish I had this slide amongst the others that I didn't have.
So we have Carol Marcus from the JJ Verse. So that's Alice Eve. We have Stella Mudd from Discovery. And we have Empress Hoshi Sato of the Empire in Discovery. Do I have that right?
Sato
and
Empress
Enterprise.
Hoshi Sato of the Empire from Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And y'all picked it, so let me see. Wow. Okay. So I think that Stella and I are going to the holodeck. Hoshi is the red shirt, and Alice Eve is my number one.
All right. Yeah, because I wouldn't trust Hoshi to be my number one.
Absolutely
Right.
not. She's
That's the
terrible.
obvious. Yeah, that's the
Terrible.
obvious.
I feel that those are the correct choices.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, Nina, your opinion weighs the most with me because these are all ladies. So,
I think I agree with you.
all right,
That feels right. Yeah. Mhm.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, Chris, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at TrekFanLV. The T, the F, L, and V are capital. That's my Twitter handle where I talk Star Trek and a bunch of other nonsense. And you can also find me on Facebook.
Thad?
You can find me on Twitter at Tyrannicus. That's TYRANICUS. And if you want to hear me podcast about Star Trek Voyager, you can find that at Delta Flyer Pod.
By the way, I got in trouble for this on Twitter because I said that, you know what, I'm most of the way through season 2 of Voyager, and I love it more than Deep Space Nine. And people started like launching photon torpedoes at me.
I would say season 2 of Voyager is better than season 2 of DS9.
Way better. You disagree? Fight me. Find me on Twitter. Nina, how about you?
I can be found at Frecklemaster, all one word and nothing capitalized. On Twitter, I mean, you can find me on Facebook if you really want, but I don't really do anything there except for once a year receive happy birthday messages from my mom's friends.
I mean, that's basically what most people use Facebook for.
You know, yeah. So Twitter is probably the best place. And talk to me about Star Trek or really anything. The end.
Thank you. Carl R. Wonders on the tombstone.
Just for right now.
And by the way, if you
find
don't know what that is, you're seriously in the wrong place, like in the wrong fandom. But go ahead.
You can find me on Twitter at listening to film. And that's pretty much it. I only pop my head up on Facebook every once in a while. So Twitter is really the best place to get a hold of me.
Carl, did you like that organ and drum version of the Star Trek II theme?
That was fantastic.
That was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed that too.
I saw that and I was like, all right. So I was on Twitter and I was on, I don't think it was Twitter. I think it was actually something else. And somebody posted a video of these two people doing a drum and organ version of the Star Trek II theme by James Horner, and I thought it was just fantastic.
Mhm.
And I know that Carl's a music guy from film, so I shared it with him and Brandon Witala from Trek FM, and also from his new podcast network that he's launching, which I hope every success for. But I just thought it was amazing, so I shared it with everybody, and it was just a really good time. So check that out. If you want to find me on Twitter, the best way is for Star Trek, which is my Trek Profiles account, which is my 100% fandom dedicated Twitter account. So check me out there, and also on Facebook at Trek Profiles, which again is 100% fandom focused. So thank you all so much, and love you all so much for being our Patreon supporters. We thank you and appreciate you so much for enabling everything that we do here at Tricorder. So live long and prosper.